All right, some confusion to get us going, but it seems as if we are live. It seems as if we are live. I hope we are live. I'll be able to tell you here in just a second. All right, it looks like we're going. So, guys, I really apologize for the whole um, I really apologize for the whole issue getting going here. So what happened was when you I just wanted to change the name and the just wanted to change the name and um the picture for the stream, and it wouldn't let me. So I had to long story short, I had to recreate a new stream, and of course cancel the old one and blah blah blah. Anyway, so what happened was um I was sitting here fat dumb and happy getting ready to start the stream, kind of getting things going, and I started up the sim, and it told me there was an update. And of course, I'm in the beta group, so it is this is sim update 15 beta. This is the very first look. I was gonna do the Dominican today, but I figure this is a much better idea. Let me turn everything off. So this is everybody's very first look at Sim Update 15. Um, so there is an obvious problem, which is the fact that Anguilla is grass for some reason. But I figure we're just gonna fire up the airplane and just go look around, see what we see. Um, so I've got this is just my stock 2K setup. I don't have anything else going on. But one thing I can tell you is that the FrameGen mod works in Sim Update 15 so far, anyway. Um, so that's really good news. Um, and so the whole point of this Sim Update is supposedly smoothness, right? To get rid of stutters, to get it's like better memory usage, and blah blah blah. The update has broken my sim. Yeah, Mike, I mean, I've got some issues. There's, as you can tell, I'm not supposed to be parked on the grass right now. But you know, let's at least see how it performs. So, external power supply on, rotating beacon on, mixtures and props full forward. So I've got a whole bunch of third-party scenery loaded in. Um, And so it's going to be kind of cool to see how this all works with uh, with the update here. Um, so let's go. Let's go. Rotating beacon on, mixtures and props full forward, master and battery switches on, fuel pumps on, fuel valves are open. Let's open the starter hood cover. Magnetos on left. Take a look outside, make sure there's nobody out there to kill or maim. And we'll go crack the throttles. And we will start the right engine. Good start. Oil pressure is good. Left prop is clear. Good start. Manifold pressure good. Fuel oil pressure is good. Let's go mags to both. Close the starter cover. Fuel pumps off. Check our fuel pressure. Fuel pressure drops, but it's still good. All right. Avionics master on. Let's lean the mixtures for taxi. Rodrigo, so far, it looks spectacular. I mean, I'm used to really good performance, but I mean, it looks really good so far. Speedbird, this is Sim Update 15 beta. This is the first beta release. It literally came out, I mean, within a half hour. I mean, I wasn't planning. Yeah, see oh, okay, it's working. I was planning for those of you who are tuning in because you see Sim Update 15 and you have no idea who I am or what we're doing. Let's set the altimeter. Strobe lights coming on. What I was going to do today was continue checking out the Caribbean World Update 16, and we'll just ease it forward here a little bit, and we'll test our brakes. Brakes are working. And hey, Kevin47, what's going on? And about, I don't know, 2:40, I was supposed to stream at 3 o'clock. About 2:40, I started loading up the sim, and it called for an update, and I knew exactly what that meant. I did not see the A320, and so slight textures issue here. Clearly, this has to do with the beta. This is a third-party scenery, but I figured may as well run the third-party scenery, do everything I normally do, and just see how the sim works. So let's put the takeoff flaps in. I don't see any traffic. I am on multiplayer, so anybody who wants to fly along, you're more than welcome. And let's find out what the sim update looks like. All right, let's get on the center line of our grass runway here. This is normally not a grass runway, guys. So mixtures and props full forward. Fuel pumps coming on. Flaps are set. Trim is good. Takeoff power is coming in. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments are in the green. Airspeed is alive. 65 knots. Let's commit aviation. Alright. So definitely getting some some texture issues. I don't know whether it has to do with the third-party scenery or what the story is. I don't think so. I would tend not to think so. But we'll go manifold pressure back to 25. Props to 2500, and make our turnout here. Speed is good to retract the flaps, so we'll do that. You know what, Chris? That's a good idea. We should have done that. The Dune Ornithopter. Did we know that was coming? Or did that just kind of like come out of nowhere? Alright, 1,000 feet AGL. We will turn the fuel pumps off, check the fuel pressure. Fuel pressure's looking good. So I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. A little bit of a stutter there. I'm just going to climb up to 1,500 feet and then just go bomb around a little bit, and we'll see what's going on. So for those of you who are here because it's the Sim Update 15 beta and not because you have any idea who I am, we're just flying around the Caribbean. We're looking right now at St. Martin. 50 feet below our cruise altitude. Pull the manifold pressure back and the props back, and we'll let the nose drop. And we'll level off at 1,500 feet. So I figure we'll just cruise around the Caribbean, see what's going on. Let's see here. We'll head over to St. Martin. Why do I feel like I'm really nose up right now? Probably because I am. That's my guess. So let's get the nose down here. Get a little bit of trim in. Yeah, so that, I mean, that bleed through that we just saw, like I've had texture bleed through before. Never had anything that bad. Never had anything that bad. I mean, the entire airport basically was bleeding through, which is not good. Trying to level off, can't do that. All right. Ghosting here behind the airplane. Let's put in a little bit of aileron trim here. I didn't do anything in terms of fuel or payload or anything. So let me see comments here. Yeah, TF6 Sean, they have not fixed that bleed through issue clearly. Ilias, I have the let me see, I have the MU2, which is a really cool airplane, and I have, what other famous flyer did I buy? I forget, but it was a really cool. Oh well, the ATR. I mean, the ATR is probably my favorite plane in the sim. Frustrating as it can be. I mean, Ilias, that's the coolest thing about Microsoft Flight Simulators. You don't have to buy anything. I mean, you can fly stock airplanes in the stock sim, and still make out pretty well. You know, I mean, that's, you know, and that's really nice, because if you remember back, like the prepared days and FSX and all that stuff, if you wanted good live weather, you had to buy a program to run it, and, like, you know, if you wanted anything decent as far as airports go, you had to buy them. And with Flight Simulator, you can get all this stuff for free, which is fantastic. E3N, gotcha. Okay. I haven't paid any attention to that movie, so so I didn't know it was coming. Yeah, exactly, Chris. They didn't do a very good job. So here we are coming over Princess Juliana Airport. I've got that loaded. And actually, I just remembered. One of the points of interest for the Caribbean that I missed in my previous flight around here was right over here, this fort in St. Martin. So let's go check that out. It should be right, actually probably right there, as they tend to put forts on top of hills. But yeah, my whole plan with this first sim update 15 beta test was simply to fly exactly like I normally fly and see what we get. And I mean, so far the performance is great. I should probably turn off frame gen so that I know what's frame gen related and what's not. And as a matter of fact, I will do that here in a second. Perculus, this is the Britain Norman Islander from BlackBox Simulations. Great airplane. I think it costs about $30. One of my favorite planes in the sim. You see that little stutter that we just had right there. And there's our point of interest. I will tell you the ghosting around this cone looks a little bit better than it did. In the previous version of the sim. Let's see. bring in some power here. Go fly over the airport. Elias, I don't agree with the idea that Flight Simulator is a platform for add-ons. As a matter of fact, I mean that's what I think is great about it. Is that you don't. I mean, there's even a free, freeware version of Princess Juliana Airport. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the beauty of Flight Simulator is you can do whatever you want. Breadmaster performance is okay so far. I mean, I've noticed a few stutters, which I don't normally get. As a matter of fact, maybe a good idea would be to do some takeoffs and landings. I know people have problems with the stutter on landing. I just want to take a look here and see whether we're getting any of the scenery, the tiling, and that stuff here at Princess Juliana. Have a look so far. Doesn't look too bad. There's some popping in of cars. This one looks pretty good. Alright, so what I'm going to do, hold on for 1 second. I'm going to turn off frame gen because frame gen might be hiding. Frame gen might be hiding performance issues with this. Ooh, yeah, look at that. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of time to smooth out. I did a video earlier today. E3N, yeah, it definitely is. I did a video earlier today because there is a new driver came out today, the anti-stutter driver from NVIDIA. I'm sorry, I keep calling it NVIDIA. And what I did was I cleared my shader cache, I cleared all that fun business. The thing is when you do that, your first flight back, you've got to give it some time to rebuild the shader cache. So I might be getting performance issues right now because of my driver update, not because of the sim update. So what I'm going to do is do some flying here for a little bit and we'll see what the performance does. So we're under 115 knots. I'm going to put the flaps, first notch of flaps, we'll go fuel pumps on. And we'll go into Juliana and do a landing. So, like I said, I turned off frame gen because frame gen can mask some performance issues here. Looking pretty good to make my base turn here. Bring some power out. Make our first landing at Princess Juliana here. And runway 10, so we want to get that 10 right on this right hash mark. That'll give us a good right base for runway 10. Alright. Yeah, and I can already tell it's starting to smooth out, so I'm sure that some of the stuttering I had right there when I turned frame gen off was because of the sim rebuilding my shader cache. So we'll make our turn in here a little bit early. Alright, fuel pumps are on, mixtures are rich. We're about the props here in a minute. For those of you who are new, welcome aboard. This was not intended. I was going to do something else, but we've got we're down here in Princess Juliana Airport in St. Martin, and we're going to do some flying around here to check out the Sim Update 15 beta. Yeah, it's definitely getting smoother. I'm just going to give it like 10 minutes to rebuild the shader cache. Nobody to annoy, so we'll go props full forward. Here's the first red light on the Pappies there on the left-hand side of the runway. We'll bring some power in. Alright, a few pumps are on, mixtures, props full forward, flaps are set. Got live weather going. I didn't even take the time to check the weather. I was in such a hurry to get going here. And check out Maho Beach. There's 2 white, 2 red. We're looking good. Get some trim in here. Get some power out because we've got plenty of energy. Definitely a bit of a right crosswind. It's not showing in the windsock, but I can feel it. Yeah, maybe it is showing in the windsock a little bit. Alright. See if we can impress our new viewers here. And we'll make a nice crosswind landing. Power coming out. Power coming out. Level off. Little bit of left rudder. Whoopsie, too much left rudder. Too much left rudder. And didn't they say something about fixing the ground physics? I think they did. Let's lean the mixtures for taxi here. Yeah, 1903. I agree. I noticed that before. It does look better. As a matter of fact, it looks really, really good. So the just for everybody, I know there's like a bunch of people coming in late. I updated my driver earlier today because the NVIDIA stuttering driver came out, the 551.52, I think it is. And I deleted like my shader cache and all that fun business. So I expect a little bit of stuttering for the first, 15-20 minutes, and I'm getting that. So I don't necessarily think this is performance related to the sim. I think it's probably at least partially related to my driver. So let me just take a look around outside here. Princess Juliana Airport. This is the payware version. So one of the things that I have going for me, so to speak, is that I'm very, very familiar with my performance, so I know what's good and what's not good. Yeah, Gary, I'm not terribly far away from you. I'm in. Is Newfoundland on the East Coast or West Coast? I'm in New York, and so 4K Aviation. I'm one of the beta testers. So it's kind of funny that they threw me out of their forums, but I'm still a member of the beta team. Aviate. No, I turned off the frame gen mod. It works with the beta. It does work, but I turned it off because I don't want it to be kind of masking any performance issues that I might have with the beta. I want to see what the beta is like by itself. East Coast, Gary. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's a little brisk out today. It's a little chilly tonight when I take my girlfriend out for dinner. So 4K, let me see if I can put the. I think you can. Yep, you can put it down. 4K aviation. It seems good so far. The only thing is, like I just mentioned, I updated my driver and cleared all my caches today, so I need to wait like about, like 15 to 30 minutes to see it smooth out. Because when you clear your shader caches, when it builds it back in, it can cause some stuttering. As a matter of fact, let me look real quick, because the other thing is, I cleared my okay. I cleared out my rolling cache as well. So I'll show you guys my graphic settings really quick. So DLSS quality, I might actually change that here in a little bit to try and see what other settings look. TLOD is 205, object level details 105. This is a trick, by the way. Instead of using like 200 or 150 or 100, go 5 above or 5 below, like 145 or 245, 205. For whatever reason, that little difference makes a big change. And anisotropic filtering, okay, good. So it retained all my settings. So everything's looking good. So let's keep flying here and we'll see what we get. Alright, mixtures and props. Forward fuel pumps are on. We gotta bring flaps up 1 notch. And Daniel, what's going on? I am a MSFS beta tester. So this beta literally came out, I don't know, 45 minutes ago. Maybe an hour ago at this point. So, on the center line, heading indicator checks with the runway number. We're looking good. Takeoff power coming in. Let's go over to St. Barts. What do you guys say? And they did say they were going to improve the ground handling, which means I should be able to make a crosswind correction. And actually, this does feel better. That does actually feel a little bit better. Okay. And it is starting to feel a little bit smoother. There's Simpson Bay. Alright, we'll bring the props back to 25. Manifold pressure back to 2,500. Or 25 inches, excuse me. And looking pretty good. Alright, whenever I do that outside view thing, I always fly a little bit sideways. Yeah, 19.303. I totally agree. I think it feels better. I really think it feels better. Gosh, it looks stunning. Looks really, really good. Whoop. Where are we going? We're going up, apparently. Alright, 1,000 feet AGL. We'll turn our fuel pumps off. We'll check our fuel pressure. You guys want to go to Saba or do you want to go to St. Barts? Somebody let me know. Because I can go left to St. Barts, I can go right to Saba, whichever you guys want. Do I fly with subs? Heck yeah. If you mean like, do we do like group flights and stuff? Absolutely. Absolutely. Move up to 1,500 feet. I'm gonna get there really quick at this rate. Alright, we'll push the nose over, bring the props back, bring the manifold pressure back. So somebody let me know which way to go, left or right, St. Barts or Saba. Or heck, we can go to Antigua if you guys want to. Saba. Saba it is. Saba it is. Last time I went to Saba on last time I went to Saba on a can't even see it. Oh, there we are. On a stream, I nailed the landing. So let's hope we do that again. Andrew, I'll answer that question for you in 1 second. Let me just get myself leveled off here. Reset transponder, how are you, sir? I do believe it's still good. I'm not running it right now, but I will test it and definitely let you know. The frame gen mod works just fine. I'm gonna assume that the dynamic LOD mod works, but reset transponder, I will let you know for sure by the end of the day today, so you know. Alright, so we're 1500-ish. We are Saba bound. Spotty, no they did not, is a very simple answer to that question. No, they didn't. But so my cache has clearly been rebuilt now, and it's super smooth again. So I'm gonna have to say performance is pretty good. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, everybody. Reset transponder is the gentleman who's working on the dynamic LOD mod. So we all have him to thank for that amazing mod. Andrew, the reason you turn on the fuel pumps for takeoff and landing, so there's 2 fuel pumps for each of these engines. Which is kind of weird because it's a high wing engine, a high wing airplane. So usually high wings don't have fuel pumps. But there's 2 fuel pumps. There is an engine-driven fuel pump, and there is a electric fuel pump. The electric fuel pumps are these switches right here, and so normally the engine-driven fuel pump should function at all times. The electric fuel pumps are backups for the engine-driven fuel pumps in case they fail. And the absolute worst time for them to fail, of course, would be on takeoff and landing, and you know, starving your engines of fuel. And so you turn on your electric fuel pumps as backups for takeoff and landing, just in case the engine-driven fuel pumps fail. And one thing about airplanes is they absolutely love things on airplanes love to fail at the absolute worst possible time. I don't know that I've never experienced a fuel pump failure. I can't really think of one off the top of my head. Brewpot, the water textures are looking phenomenal here. They're looking phenomenal, and I know that people are going to observe that, of course, my performance is going to be good on flying over open water, but it's definitely really smooth looking around. Yep, I will reset transponder. Thanks, man. Hey, Hertz, what's going on? We're having an awesome time. We're out. We've changed plans today. We're checking out the Sim Update 15 beta. I went to start my stream about an hour ago, and the beta popped up when I started the sim. So how are we looking on fuel? We're looking good. So we're heading over to Saba. I want to see what the let's see, TNCS weather. I don't think they get a METAR here. Alright, 120 at 5 knots. That's not too bad. Should be able to handle that. The other thing, one of the things is I have, yeah, exactly. You do see St. Martin back there. So one of the things that I've always got like 50 ideas for videos in my head, and I only have a certain amount of time to do them all. But I don't know if you guys saw today that the Navigraph Charts app has been updated, and of course me see if I can sign in real quick. Alright. And this update is actually supposed to be a very, very big one, but I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. But we can look at VFR charts and come down here. This is supposed to be, let's look at the world map here. This is supposed to be a really big update. Really cool update. So I'll have to check that out at some point. SLH Sim Designs, what's going on? Ilias, I didn't even get a chance to read the beta notes, so let me let me know what they say. So Saba. This is the short. For those of you who are not familiar with this area, Saba is the shortest commercial runway in the world, and it's an adventure, that's for sure. I'll be curious to see what it's like once we get closer to Saba, but I can tell you right now that it just feels really, really smooth. And these are my normal stock settings. I don't have any of the mods going. Yeah, you know what? 1903. I think you're right. I don't think I have the latest version. I updated it in the Navigraph app, but I think you might be right. Tablet condensed view. Okay, Luke. I mean, the weather looks phenomenal. I mean, this is live weather right now. Like I said, I didn't even get a chance to read the beta notes. Props back here a little bit. I didn't even get a chance to read the beta notes. Yeah, Kevin47, SLH Sim Designs. I mean, his sceneries are just ridiculous. They really are. SLH, I want to let you know, I just took off out of Anguilla, and the beta. I don't think it has anything to do with the scenery. I think it's just the beta itself. There's a lot of, like, basically the entire tarmac was grass, so there's something going on. But I think it has to do with the beta update. I can see a line, the horizon line through. You can coming from here right through the island a little bit. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. Lupson, I have not looked. I don't know if this is. I mean, my understanding of this beta is that it's all about smoothness, and I don't know what my FPS is right now, to be honest with you. I mean, normally flying around here, I get pretty much what my monitor refresh rate is anyway, so I really wouldn't be able to tell, if there was an improvement. DLSS mod will update to remove the blur from the windows. So that's an interesting question. I mean, I've been really watching that DLSS file like a hawk. They've got to update it relatively soon. Nice. Yeah, a couple of people have had problems getting into the beta, it seems, or getting it open. Let's pull back to 15 inches of manifold pressure. I need to get back under. Cessna 172 got the new physics. If I had known that, I would have flown that airplane. Alright, first notch of flaps. I'm going to go fuel pumps on. Yeah, E3N, I did a video on that earlier today, and this is actually my first flight with that driver and with the beta. So I'm gonna go props full forward just because there's nobody out here to annoy. So that's the reason you keep your props back when you're approaching, is because, I mean, as you can hear, they're a whole lot louder. Alright. So let me get back into the white arc here. So mixtures and props full forward, fuel pumps are on. There's white arc, so we'll go second notch of flaps. Spotty, I don't know. I don't use the NVIDIA filters. I know that the driver that came out today did not fix the NVIDIA filters problem. That much I do know. So let me see here before I embarrass myself. I gotta lay off the comments here for a second. So let me see. Alright, fuel pumps are on, flaps are set, mixtures and props full forward. I'm gonna slow her down to about 70 knots is really what I'd like to do. Get in some trim here. Looking very, very smooth. The scenery is super crisp and good. Still too much energy. 70 knots is what I'm looking for. 70 knots is what I'm looking for. And that's the one thing, if you want to get consistent in your landings, get your speed consistent. Pick a target speed and hit that speed. That's how to really improve your landings. Alright, we're looking relatively good here. Got a lot of those rocks popping in, like I need more rocks in front of me right now. Alright, power is all the way out. Definitely not trying to grease this one on. Alright. Yeah, that's another good rule. If you got a tricky landing, don't try to grease it, just plant it. Just plant the thing. So that wasn't too bad. I don't know what happened. I hadn't flown this airplane in a while before the Caribbean update came out, and then I hopped back in it to do the flights around the islands, and all of a sudden I can land it a whole lot better. So Saba's looking beautiful. Got the new fire station up here, which is looking good. Flight Simulator 101 update is looking great. Let me check the comments here really quick while I'm stopped. Ground contact resolution improvements, more accurate ground contact. I think that's true. I think that's definitely true. High accuracy physics system to enable vibrations and micro movements. I would say that's probably. Let me bring in the power here and see if the plane vibrates, because they definitely do vibrate when you go full power with the brakes on. Oopsie. So now we'll go over and hit St. Barts. May as well do that. Flight Simulator 101. I mean, whoopsie, as we launch into the ocean. To me, I mean, it's great. I mean, there were some visual issues that the scenery popping is still there, for sure. I'm on DX12. You just saw that pop right there. What's the word I'm looking for? The tiles, like the ground tiles coming in, are still there in DX12. But I mean, the landing that I just did this one felt really good actually. it felt nice. The one, that's what they're trying to do. See, I never like making right-hand turns to take off, to line up on a runway, because I'll show you why. Right now, I can't see anything. If it was a left-hand turn, I'd be able to see. And so what they actually have you do is come up here. They actually want you to come up this way and then make a left-hand turn, which is the correct way to do it. I'm just not bright enough to follow instructions. Alright, mixtures and props full forward, flaps are set, fuel pumps are on. Flight Sim 101, I always, you know, here's my opinion on that. I can already tell you too that seems like the altimeter changes are quite drastic. Airspeed's alive, 60 knots, 65. Let's go flying. I tell you what, one thing I can tell you for sure, the feeling of departure, the feeling of pulling up off the surface, feels a lot more realistic. It feels a lot smoother. There's no jerk anymore. Whoopsie, I can't fly doing this. It feels a whole lot better. Let me get the nose down here a little bit. So, I mean, I think the ground physics feel way, way better. They feel way, way better to me. I mean, actually, that's really noticeable. The landings and the departures especially have felt very, very smooth. And people don't realize, like, taking off is a skill. Like, you can make bad takeoffs. You know, 1,000 feet AGL, fuel pumps coming off, fuel pressures are good, and you can make bad takeoffs. As a matter of fact, in real life, I really make it a point to make smooth takeoffs. FrameGen mod does work with VR, Bernardo. But Flight Simulator 101, so my opinion on the beta and whether you want to join the beta or not, join the beta if you want to be in a beta. Don't join the beta to get an early release view of the sim update, because if you do that, I mean, there's going to be issues. Usually the first beta release is the worst, and the second one is usually a whole lot better. I didn't check my trim when I took off, which is poor form. So, but the thing is, if you're just trying to get an early release version of the sim update, you might be disappointed, because if you have problems, you're gonna have, I don't know how easy it is to go back, you know. So I wouldn't do it. Aaron, the A320 is not in the beta, I do not believe. I didn't check the airplanes. I didn't check the hangar, but there was no download for it. And here's me wondering why my plane is going 15 knots too slow. Let's see. Bernardo tried before and I completely broke my sim and had to reinstall everything. Is it the latest version that you tried, Bernardo? That I think it's 0.9. So very, very smooth. Yeah, that's the thing. FS 101. I mean, I think the betas have gotten a lot better in terms of the quality of what they release. You know, at the initial beta, but you can definitely have issues, particularly if you use a lot of third-party scenery, third-party airplanes, stuff like that. It can definitely be problematic. Let's just say. One Bernardo, the version 0.90, I've heard from plenty of people that it works with VR. But I'm not a VR guy, and I would hate to give you advice that would result in you having to reinstall your sim again. So one thing I've noticed is that the airplane definitely feels a little bit more alive, but not in an annoying way. You know, airplanes don't often you know, kind of fly on rails, as the kids like to say. But you can see there's just like, you know, little variations in the vertical speed, and yeah, I don't know if they changed the whole physics or how much of it they changed, but it's definitely different. It's definitely different, and it feels good. It feels really nice. I mean, the landing doesn't feel like a cursed splat anymore. Yeah, I wonder if I could keep streaming and then switch over to the 172. I probably can. FS 101. I'm not a X-plane guy, so I don't know. But it feels really nice. It feels really good. This airplane has the CFD, the constant fluid dynamics. So theoretically, this plane should have Mustafa. Yeah, it's definitely it's really nice. It's really nice. So like I said, this airplane has the constant fluid dynamics. See a little misty cloud up here. We'll see how that looks. I mean, what I'm seeing in terms of like what the clouds look like in the distance, it looks phenomenal. You know, it looks really good. And the terrain looks very crisp too. Like the undulations is very crisp. It's really, really nice. FS 101, I totally agree. I think you know, there's some people that, you know, are complaining about FS 24, that it's gonna take away from the development of this sim. I think Flight Simulator 24 is gonna absolutely blow this sim out of the water from day one. I really do, and I think the sim is I think the sim is fantastic. It's obviously the best one we've ever had. So I think I can keep streaming and switch airplanes. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try that over at St. Barts once we land. And if you guys don't mind, if you guys want me to do that, I'd be happy to switch airplanes and see how the 172 is flying. This is live weather, and this is live. I'm flying live too, so if there's anybody playing multiplayer. Yeah, I think FS24 is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. I really do. One of the things that I've talked about in videos recently is to me, I don't think there's any reason why why it should stop streaming if I change planes. I just hate to do that and have something go wrong. But one of the things I've been saying in videos lately is that, there's this mindset, and I know because I had the same mindset, even up until like a year ago, that kind of this mindset of like, if you get a driver that works well, stick with it. Don't change. Don't change this. Don't change that. Don't change settings. And I think that. Okay, Ilias, thank you. I appreciate that. And I understand that mindset because we kind of learned that from previous sims. But I truly think that that it's time to let go of that. It's time to get it's time to. Oops, I just realized I'm going completely the wrong direction here. It's time to look at things a new way. I mean, this simulator and just like like I said, the quality of the updates is better. The quality of the betas is better. The quality of the driver releases is much better. I can say I've updated to every new driver in the past year at least. So let's say like 10 of them. I've had one driver that stunk, and that was it. I had one driver that stunk, and all I did was roll it back. No big deal. It's not the end of the world. So this rock right out in front of us is called Sugarloaf, and that's your visual reporting point when you're coming into St. Barts. So St. Barts is not a controlled field. It is. They give you traffic advisories. Now, God only knows what that means. Well, I do know what that means, but that's not the story. The reason they don't give you traffic separation at St. Barts is because they can't see anybody over this hill. Dynamic. Mustafa, I don't know yet. I'm definitely gonna try that out. The frame gen mod works. I can tell you that much. Alright, props back to 2100. Manifold pressure. I'm gonna bring it back to 19. Yeah, and so like I said, I had one bad driver in the last year. I don't know. FS101. I think it's probably just a matter of location. It's just they can't really do it. But so what they do is they just it's basically a unicom, and you can feel the wind out of the right. So here's a dorky. Yeah, totally, Bernardo. I totally agree. Here's a dorky bit of knowledge for you. So the difference between Unicom and CTAF. CTAF is Common Traffic Advisory Frequency, and the difference between Unicom and CTAF, and we'll go first degree of flaps. Fuel pumps. I left my fuel pumps on, and once again, I'm going to go props full forward now because there's nobody to annoy. And I really need to bring some power out and get us into the white arc here. On Unicom, you expect an answer from somebody. There's somebody there to talk to you. On CTAF, there's not. We call it transmitting in the blind. Kevin, I would love to go, man. You think they'd let the likes of me show up? Alright, there's the white arc. Close enough to it. We'll go second degree of flaps here. I don't like my position so much right now, but we'll be able to get it squared away here. I got way too much energy. Way too much energy. Where is FS Expo? Is it in the same place or is it different places every year? So I can tell you for sure, gosh, it just feels more alive. Like I can feel where the wind is coming from, like in a good way. And I've got way too much energy. And by too much energy, I mean if I'm dropping at 1,000 feet a minute and I'm still going 80 knots, that's too much energy. I got that 1-0 in my sights. So as long as I keep that in my sights, I'm in good shape. 70 knots is pretty good. Power coming out, power coming out, power coming out. Power is completely out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Uh-oh. Whoa. Yeah. That was a little touch. I can tell you for sure the flight physics feel a lot different. They feel a lot different. It's alive. The sim feels alive. It really does. So like I said, this airplane has the constant fluid dynamics. So this should have kind of the feel that the 172 does. I mean, the mixtures put the props up, put the flaps up rather. I mean, it feels alive. Let me see. So cloud action. I mean, I could if I have time at the end, I definitely will. I'll hop into the TPM and show it to you. But what I really want to do is get over here and shut down, and then get the 172 out. It should only take me a minute. Come over here and park. Yes is the answer to that question. Deepayan, the answer to that question is absolutely. So mixtures to idle cutoff, throttles are idle. Set the parking brake, turn the lights off. Avionics master off before we turn the batteries off. Or before we turn the mags off, rather. Mags are off. Master and battery switches off. Alright, we are shut down. Montego Bay, yeah, I would love to actually check that out too. But let me, so hopefully this is all going to work. And let's go main menu. And I will hop in the 172. And I really hope this works. I hope I don't screw up the stream. Alright, let me reconfigure my Bravo. Alright, so we're going to go back to TFFJ. And we'll go back to the same spot. And there's somebody right there. Alright, we'll go to ramp 4 parking. And we will go aircraft 172. Seems to be working. I don't know. Okay, here we go. I don't think I have any cool liveries loaded. And I don't. I have a great livery for this airplane. Weight and balance. I'm going to go a little bit more fuel so that we can fly around a little bit. Alright, perfect. That looks good. So now the other thing I need to do is, here's another thing they need to do in FS24 is make these control switches, make them drop downs. Because I have no idea where on earth my piston single, there we go. Hey, look at that. So we're going to go through our, yeah, of course it's going to be the last one. You know what, I'm going piston single complex, I'm just going to leave it. Alright, one thing I do want to check on this, extremity dead zone 25, I don't want that much. I want maybe about that. And maybe about that. So this is definitely going to be a little bit of an experiment. Let's go back here. And no. We're going to go right here. All right, and let's go flying. Let's go flying. Julius, how are you, sir? Welcome aboard. Yeah, Ilias. Yeah, that was a bit of an adrenaline rush. I'll give you that. Yeah, oh, look at this. It looks so beautiful. Julius, yeah, I mean, God forbid we all have too much fun, you know? I mean, Microsoft Flight Simulator, especially the forums, they really are like a bunch of buzzkills in there. Um, I just realized too, I need to set up my Bravo real quick. Um, they really are a bunch of buzzkills. Yes, the frame gen mod and the dynamic LOD mod do violate the end user service agreement. Um, here's my take on this. Just don't talk about it on the forums because there's nothing they can do to you as an individual user. Okay, I just want to make sure everything's working here. There's nothing they can do to you as an individual user. Um, so don't worry about it. They're gonna kill the. Let's go rotating beacon on. Mixture is rich. I mean, they're gonna be babies about it, and they're gonna shut down any talk or discussion on the forums about either one of those mods. But there's nothing they can do to you as a user. Uh, Ramandeep, FPS is great. FPS is really good. I mean, it's super smooth. I even think this cockpit looks nicer. I mean, it just looks nicer to me. All right. Um, Rotating beacon on, mixture rich, master and battery switches on. I don't want those lights on. Why are the lights on? That's gonna be annoying. Oh, panel lights, glare shield lights. Can you let me move this here? Um, okay. Okay, definitely didn't want those. All right, so master and battery switches on. There is a fuel pump in this airplane, I think, which is weird because there shouldn't necessarily be a fuel pump in a high-winged airplane. Toes on the brakes. Um, this is DX12, and let's go. Fuel pump is on. Oh, ho, ho. This is where the streamer embarrasses himself. You know why? Oh wait, did I turn the? Oh, I gotta go fuel pump on. Huh? Why am I getting... fuel pumps on, master and battery switches on. Fuel selectors both, right? In this airplane. Yeah. So, why shouldn't it start? Why shouldn't it start? Alright, if anybody has any ideas, let me know. Avionics, master and battery switches are on. Mags off. Mixture is rich. There's no carb heat, correct? There's no carb heat. Uh, should be okay. It's gonna be difficult to check the airplane if it doesn't start. I'm lost on this one. Maybe prime it? That's an idea. That's a good idea, actually. Where is the primer? Where is the primer? Is this the primer? No, that's static air primer. That should be the primer right there, I would think. Uh. I don't understand why it wouldn't start. Fuel pump's on. Oh, this is doing something. That is doing something. You know what, let me see if I can just switch it with my mic. Nope. In a real plane, I bet you I would have flooded it, but not in this thing. Alright. Now I'm out of ideas. Turn off the lights. I didn't want the lights on to begin with. I don't know why they're even on. I mean, it shouldn't. So here, this is one of the joys of streaming. Alright, let's try this all over again. Let me try this all over again here. Alright, rotating beacon on, mixture rich. There is no carb heat. Master and battery switches on. Fuel pump is on. Crack the throttle. I wonder if I just hit Control E. Okay, that worked. You know what? Whoopsie. Instead of trying to be realistic about it, let's just get going here. Alright, mags to both. Right? So instead of messing around, push in the start valve next to the fuel selector. Oh. No, see, it was in. Guess who doesn't fly Cessnas in real life? Well, actually, I do. I have a Cessna 150, but it doesn't have. Alright, whatever. Alright, we're good to go. So now, after wasting everybody's time for God knows how long, let's go flying. Alright, let's go put all the lights on here. And unfortunately, we're going to have to kill this gentleman. Hopefully. Okay. We have to take this man's life. I'm sorry about that. Oh, Julius, thank you. Alright, well, there you go. I learned something today, which is good. So, lights are all on. Fuel pump's on. Let's set our altimeter the lazy way. And let's go flying. Yeah, Julius, I do. I have in real life I have two planes. I have a Cessna 150 and a Piper Cherokee. Piper Cherokee 180. And that is interesting right there. Define the laws of physics. Ramandeep, this scenery is this is the payware version of the scenery. Hey Ray, ¿cómo estás? And Vishal 926, yeah, there's been some bleed through of the tiles, the DX12 stuff. Let's go notch flaps here. Alright. Get out on center line. Mixture rich. Fuel pumps on. Flaps are set. And we'll bring in the power. Takeoff power is set. Release the brakes. So this is a short field takeoff technique that I'm using. A little bit of left rudder, which is weird. But I mean, if the rudders feel more stable, and the departure definitely feels smoother. And that hotel right there, I want to stay at that hotel someday. I mean, it definitely feels way smoother in terms of the departure, just the feel of it. Bring those flaps up. Canada Sim, this is DX12. This is DX12. I think 80 knots is a good climb out speed. Yeah, see, I'm hearing a button like moving. I've clearly got some sort of hardware interference of some kind, but we'll just deal with it. Controls feel way smoother, like way smoother. Evan, good afternoon, sir. So the Sim Update 15 beta is very good, very good. Cloud Action, I am not using FrameGen, just because I want to see what this beta does by itself. You know, I want to see what the beta does by itself. I don't want to see. I don't want to get any performance gain from the beta without, excuse me, from the FrameGen mod that might interfere with the beta. I just want to see what the beta is like by itself. So 50 feet below our cruise altitude, push the nose over a little bit, bring the power back. 2,500 RPM is probably pretty good. Let's see here. Trim it out. Not bad. I don't think there's any aileron trim in this plane, which is unfortunate. So, hey Tom, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'll tell you the one thing I said to somebody else earlier, Tom. Be careful. Actually, that's not what I want to do. Because I mean, with the beta, you never know. You know, I mean, it is a beta, so I don't want to tell you to do it and then have you have problems with it. But I mean, for me, this is, aside from the issue with the tiles earlier, this has been very nice. I mean, really nice. Ferris, this should be in beta for about a month, I would think. Screen tearing, that's usually a VSync issue. Not XTion, sorry, I can't pronounce your screen name very well. You know what's weird? Try turning on VSync in NVIDIA control panel. I want this company to be called NVIDIA. I just think that sounds better. Try turning on VSync in NVIDIA control panel and in the sim. That has worked for some people, believe it or not. Yeah, Ilias, it feels so good. It really does. It feels very smooth. I mean, just the departure alone, you can feel a difference in the interaction with the ground. And I think we'll go right. I can already see right here. There's that ship over in Anguilla that has the DX12 like weirdness around it. Joshua, that one's hard to know. I mean, if it's just around the Sim Update 15, the beta. It's like a graphics, or not graphics. Physics update, big physics update, and also um, performance is there's supposed to be a lot less stuttering, and it's tremendously smooth so far. Um, Country Bumpkin, I'm the same way. I've really never had. I mean, the last beta, the Sim Update 14 beta was a pain because we kept having to it reset your settings every time. That's what it was. I forgot what it was for a second. So you had to reset your settings every time, and that was a real pain. But other than that, I mean, most of the betas I think have been pretty decent. Yeah, I would always update the drivers. Okay, you did that with triple buffering. I would always update the drivers. Bernardo, how are you, sir? Ladies and gentlemen, Bernardo Simu. He is one of the freeware developers for the Caribbean. Does a phenomenal job helping us enjoy this region even more. Paul, no, it does not. It does not. At least not this initial version yet. Yeah, Tom. I mean, I agree. Mike, I cannot guarantee you that. It's always a risk, you know. It's always a risk, but I mean, so far this one's been really good. Yeah, Country Bumpkin, that was annoying. That was really annoying. But I mean, this airplane. I mean, the thing about a Cessna 172, it should be a super stable airplane. Ray, yes, it did. The new driver is awesome. It's basically an update of, bring it back to about 23. It's basically an update of the hotfix driver they released last week, and oh, SLH Sim Designs, I did not. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's my own fault. I just realized that. I will do that. I'll let you know for sure. But about this airplane, I mean, this airplane should be as stable as humanly possible. It's a trainer. That's what it's for. You know, it should be a very, very easy airplane to fly. You know, but this one, I mean, just feeling how it turns, it feels nice and smooth. Feels like it should feel. It feels like I expect it to. Feels like I would expect it to. So I'm gonna bring some trim in. Evan, I don't know. I'm not a big FPS watcher. I mean, normally around this area, I get my monitor refresh rate, which is 60. So, other than that, I just don't worry about it. So this is runway 12. So we get that 12 right here in the bottom hash mark, and then run a perfect downwind. I'm just going to slow the airplane down just a little bit. You can hear that's the trim when I hit the trim button. This looks spectacular. Looks really good. So right around this corner, right here in this little cove, is the spot right in there is the place where I first put my foot in the Caribbean Sea. The first time in my life. I was in 2013. And I thought to myself, what have you been doing with your life that you haven't done this yet? Wow, Country Bumpkin, that's amazing. Cloud Action, I don't know. EDDK is Cologne, right? Cologne. I guessed that one right, you're going to be impressed. And I didn't guess it actually because I lived in Germany for a long time. Alright, we'll go first notch of flaps here. See what it does. It should pitch up, and it does. Okay. Nice. Should pitch up, and your RPM should drop, and that's exactly what happened. So I got enough energy that I can lose some altitude out here. It's kind of a long base leg, so it's a long base leg because you got to be further out because of the terrain. So we'll make our turn here. Turn base. Runway 12. So this is the trick with low wing airplanes where you can't see. Is a runway 12. Just get that 12 right there on the side hash mark of your heading indicator, and then you're going to be perfectly on for a base leg. See that? Little tricks of the trade. Little tricks of the trade. Hey Bombasso, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. So we're gonna go another notch of flaps. And in a fixed pitch propeller like the 172, your pitching up and pitching down will change your RPM. So when that nose pitches up, RPM should drop, and it did. Alright, 70 knots is what we're looking for. 70 knots is what you're looking for. If you guys aren't familiar with this airport, this is Grand Casse. This is the French side of St. Martin. And this is a great airport. If you buy the payware scenery for Princess Juliana, you get this airport for free. Alright, so this is a good one to try because right over this like strip of land before the airport, before the runway, it gets very jumpy. It's very jumpy, so need a little bit of power here. So again, feeling the wind, you can feel it really, really easily. You can feel it very, very easily. Alright, flaps is set, fuel pump is on, and I'm a fool, I didn't turn the fuel pump off. It's a good way that's a good way to remember your fuel pump on landing, is never turn it off after you take off. Also a good way to burn your fuel pump out. Alright, power coming out, power coming out, power coming out. Let's see how it feels over this terrain right here. Definitely gonna feel something, but it shouldn't be too crazy, and it's not. Oh, the physics, guys, the physics feel so much better. They really do. Let's prove that by making a decent landing here. Whoa. No, I just realized why I had my sensitivity settings a lot. Okay. Alright, I need to change my sensitivity settings here in a second. But the physics feel way, 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 way better. Way, way better. Yeah, Mike, that's a good plan. That's a good plan. Alright, mixture lean for taxi. Let's put the flaps up. Fuel pump off. Even though I always stress don't do this stuff on the runway. I just did it. Alright, so we're clear the runway. I'll show you guys this airport real quick. This is a really, really cool airport. Very, very cool airport. Grand Casse. I want to come here one day in real life and check it out. Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie. Alright, let me change real quick. Let's see, sensitivity. It definitely needs to go up more. Let's try that. Alright, so let's get back in the airplane. Set the altimeter the lazy man's way. And let's go fly over to Anguilla. What do you guys think? So, everything's looking beautiful. About 6:45. We've been going for a while now. I've been going for about an hour and 45 minutes. So I'll tell you something cool. I'm gonna back taxi here, but I'm only gonna do it so I can tell you a cool story. And you can do it in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So this airport, there's a lot of ATRs fly in and out of here. Air Antilles is one of them that flies the ATR 42 in and out of here. And this is the only commercial runway in the world where airplanes regularly get onto the end of the runway and then back up to use, and it does so to use every single inch of the runway. If you guys are familiar with the ATR, if you've flown it at all, if you throw the props in beta, it will literally it'll go backwards. It'll go in reverse. And so they come down here and they turn the ATR around, and then they throw the props into beta, and they literally back it up. They literally will put the props in beta and just back the airplane up to the back end of the runway. It's really pretty cool. Ah, okay. Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels different, feels better. All right, so mixture is set. Don't need any takeoff flaps. Lights are set. Let's go takeoff power coming in. I didn't check my trim, which is poor form. Let's see here. Plane's trying to get the nose into the wind, which it should. Airspeed's alive. It's way less jerky. Way less jerky. And a properly trimmed airplane will fly itself right off the ground. Let's see if it'll do it. Yeah, see that? That's a fun thing to do in real life. Yeah, I mean, if your airplane's trimmed properly, it'll just fly itself right off the ground. Bombasso, I have not. I'm curious about that plane. I like diamonds. The only thing I don't like, I just don't like the G1000 because it's such a using all the buttons and everything and the knobs, and it's a pain. So it's been pretty cool. We've had a really good turnout. 80 people right now, which is really nice. I hope some of you guys who are just tuning in to watch the Sim Update 15 beta are gonna stick around and watch the channel some more. It would be cool. Alright, 1,000 feet AGL. Fuel pump is off. So, and it looks like the DX12 weirdness is gone over here. Make our left turnout. So I hope you guys all remembered to buy flowers for your significant others today. Start leveling it out here. And I'm going to pull it back to 24 this time just because I don't want to go too fast. Alley 340R, I do not. I wish I did. I spend a lot of time down here. I mean, I spend as much time down here as I can, you know. But yeah, I've been around a lot of the islands. I do a lot of reading. I'm a reader, and watch a lot of YouTube videos. So, this looks sharp, doesn't it? Evan, that's funny. You know, to me, so I have glass in my Cherokee. I have two G5s in my Cherokee. St. Thomas. You know what? I'm thinking about going to St. Thomas relatively soon. I have a friend who's got some property there, but I'm actually really thinking about going there to check it out because I've never been there. But also, so I have a Cessna 150 and a Cherokee 180 in real life, and my Cherokee has two G5s, so it's got a glass here anyway, and the 150 is as simple as can be. It's just straight six pack, and I was originally I trained on a six pack, but I did my instrument training with the G5s, and the G5s are just amazing. Once you get used to glass, it's difficult to go. It's not difficult to go back, but glass is easier to use. I'm gonna fly straight over the airport and then take us down here. We'll do a little bit of a tour here. Isaac, first of all, Ilias, yeah, I hope they do a world update Greece. I thought they haven't done a Greece update. They haven't done anything with Greece, because I thought they did. Didn't they do? They did Italy and Malta. Tell me they did Italy and Malta and they didn't do Greece. Because if that's the case, that's really embarrassing. Yeah, so that's back here. The DX12 stuff is back. Yeah, Ali. I mean, Florida's a weird place. I mean, I think if I had my choice and I knew it and I knew an instructor down in the islands, I would go back and do it down there, because Florida, you never know what you're gonna get. You might get like a 25-year-old who's trying to get an airline career, and he's not interested in instructing. And plus there's a lot more traffic. I don't know. RAFCO performance is great. Performance is really, really good. Isaac, Evan nailed it. Like, performance issues is so. This is supposed to be the stutter update. It's supposed to really improve the stuttering problems. Just like the driver that just came out from Nvidia today. So it's kind of stuttering and physics. A lot of it is physics. Hey Michael, how are you? Yeah, I felt so bad about bagging it for you guys on Sunday. I felt really bad, but just wasn't. I mean, you can probably still hear it in my voice. Ilias, that's really too bad. Yeah, Isaac, there's some quirks for sure. With this beta, it's the ground tiles, the stuff popping in. And you can see this right here. You can see this. This actually looks different. It didn't used to move. But yeah, I mean, there's some stuff, but at the same time, the physics are great. The physics are really good. I'm gonna go show you guys my favorite beach and my favorite hotel. Yeah, the Apex Bombasso. Yeah. So this, I had a GTN 650 in a Cherokee that I used to own, and then about 5 years ago, about 2018, I got a new one. I got a new. My Cherokee's a 2000. Excuse me, a 1972. Um, which is only 3 years older than me, by the way. Um, but I have a GTN 750 now, and both of them are great. The 750 is amazing, just because it's bigger, easier to use. But the technology that's available on GA aircraft nowadays is ridiculous. So my favorite hotel in the world is right. They sort of changed it. It's kind of right in here. The scenery has changed though since the last sim. This beach right here is the most amazing place in the world. I wonder if they have the arch, the Anguilla arch. We'll go have a look and see if we see it. We're gonna run out of sunlight here pretty soon. So all the way out on the end of the island here, there is a little arc, a little rock arc sticking up out of the water. It's really cool. Yeah, Bombasso, the new driver is a winner. The new driver is a big winner. Definitely get that. Let's see here. Bring some power out. Country Bumpkin, it does count, my friend. It does count. Which one did you get? Did you get the PMS 50 or the other one? It's funny. The reason I don't have the GTN for the sim because I'm too cheap. $75 for that thing, which I think is pretty steep, personally. There's no arc out here, so it's definitely they've changed the. Well, I guess it's the update, right? But the scenery is definitely different around Anguilla than it was. Than it was a week ago. Definitely different. Manic Miner, it is a full release now. I did a video on it this morning. There's a video on my channel about it. You can check that out. Evan, that's sweet. So what would you normally be getting? I mean, I'm definitely getting very, very, very smooth performance, and that's really all I care about. I mean, to me, FPS matters until you get to the point where, you've got enough. At that point, all I worry about is smoothness. And if you think about where the sim was, like even a year ago compared to now, performance-wise, I think it's way, way better. You know. Yeah, Ilya. So I'm definitely I haven't. Jeez, I do so much. I spend so much of my time flying or making videos nowadays that I don't really fly that much anymore. All right, 1,000 feet is good. Let's put in that first notch of flaps. I'm gonna go fuel pump on. I don't know why this airplane has a fuel pump. It doesn't make any sense. But I spend so much time making videos now, like tech stuff, that I eats up a lot of my free time. I mean, so I mean, I haven't even flown the. Chris, yeah, they can. It'll probably show up as like a generic twin, But yes, yeah, for sure. Um, bring in a little bit of power here. Bambasso, I got the fuel pump on, baby. We're not gonna miss it this time. And yeah, Michael, I'm gonna try some Italian wine tonight. We'll see if that helps my throat. It's Valentine's Day here in the States. I know a lot of you guys are from all over the place, but it's Valentine's Day here in the States, so we're going out to dinner tonight. Yeah, Chris, I have model matching through VATSIM, and it's pretty good. I don't know if it's got the Islander, but it's pretty good. Yeah, Bombasso, same thing. That's why I can't really figure out why it's got a fuel pump. I don't understand the point, to be honest with you. We'll go second. What is that, 25? No, it's probably 15 degrees of flaps. 2 white, 2 red. That's perfect. Bring the power out. This is sandy ground right down here. There's a lot of great bars and restaurants right down in here. Fun place to hang out. Fun place to hang out and watch airplanes if you're like me. There's also a great restaurant right along in here somewhere. Great restaurant. Tasties. And the owner is a super nice guy. So, alright, well, trying to get back to 2 white, 2 red here. So this part of the approach before used to be a little bit too twitchy. You used to get a lot of turbulence in here. And I'm telling you, you can feel the difference. It is totally different. It's totally different, guys, and it feels so good. I'm bringing a little bit of power here. Definitely don't want 4 red. Alright, a little bit of power out now. I mean, if it's spectacular. It is spectacular. This is how it's supposed to feel. I mean, jeez. Alright, mixtures are rich. Fuel pump is on. Seatbelts are secure. Landing checklist complete. I mean, if I can hold 2 white, 2 reds, anybody can. Gosh, it feels wonderful, guys. Alright, power coming out. Power coming out. Power is all the way out. And we'll go a little bit of left rudder. Whoopsie. That was alright. And it seems like the tiles are back. Seems like the tiles are back. Let's do, what time is it? 5 o'clock. Let's do, if you guys want to, I'll do a touch and go. Or, well, not a touch and go, just do another traffic pattern here. Toga, I don't know. I don't know if they did not. Yeah, it's a funky cruise ship, George. They did have it in the last beta before they decided to pull it, but they don't have it in this one. I want to do one more lap around the pattern just to feel it again a little bit. And before I do that, let's go controls options. So if your controls are too sensitive, you don't want to change your sensitivity. You want to change extremity dead zone. A higher extremity dead zone makes the control a bit less twitchy, which is what I want. God knows why they don't call it sensitivity, but I don't know. One of those things. So we'll do we will do a One last pattern, and we'll call it a day. But I mean, so far, the Ray, good to have you back. All right, let's do a short field takeoff here. Let's do a short field takeoff. All right, let's get out on center line. I mean, the ground physics feels so much better. Let's go 10 degrees of flaps, should be good. Takeoff trim, let's set takeoff trim. A little bit of nose in. I like a little bit of nose up trim on takeoff, so I'm going to put in a little bit of nose up trim. Alright, fuel pump is on, mixture is rich. Alright, hold the brakes, power coming in. Alright, 2350 is what I want. Release the brakes. Yeah, I mean, it just feels way, way better. Airspeed alive. You're just not fighting the... And it just smooth takeoff. You're just not fighting the rudder anymore on the ground, which I always remember doing. Feels really good. Alright, 400 feet AGL. We'll put those flaps up, put the nose down. Don't want to lose. Only going 60 knots. Boeing 777, no sir. The reason I'm not is because I didn't want to. I just wanted to see how the raw performance of this beta was. Ray, we are in Anguilla, my favorite place on Earth. My favorite place in the world. Hey George, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I'm actually gonna have to experiment with that a little bit. It's such a weird thing that they don't really explain the controls all that well. You know. So here's what I like doing. 1,000 feet, I'll pull the power, and I just put in 10 degrees of flaps right away, and that way it keeps you from overspeeding in the pattern. Makes it a lot easier to fly like a nice consistent pattern. And you'll find an RPM setting that will give you that'll keep you level in the white arc at 1,000 feet with a notch of flaps in. And then you just sit there looking pretty, you know? I like making flying easy. I like making flying easy. Gosh, what a beautiful night. And the sunsets you get in this part of the world are ridiculous. I'm going to try to write down reactivity so I remember to check that out. And my dog is sighing. So every day about 5 o'clock, my dog decides he's had enough. Enough of laying there all day doing nothing, by the way, is what I mean. Yeah, George, I think I got this system a little bit early than I needed to, but I have a 3080 Ti 12,700K, and my prediction is that I mean, obviously the longer you wait, the better it is for tech stuff, right? Because it always gets better and it always gets cheaper. But I really think that Flight Sim 24 is going to be drastically different in terms of being able to take advantage of multi-core processors and stuff. I think the performance in Flight Simulator 24 is going to be way better than 2020 rather. And there is Sandy Island as one of the points of interest in the Caribbean World Update. We'll come over, have a brief look at that, and then we'll make our approach here. So this is a really cool. I've yet to do this in real life, but you can take a ferry, take a little boat out from the harbor over here. Take a boat out from the harbor over here and just come out here. There's a little house you can see on there, a little building. You just sit out there and have a nice dinner, have some rum punches. It's really pretty cool. That's one of the points of interest for the world update. It's so cool. Alright, so where are we here? Yeah. And this is how this plane should fly. It should fly easy. It should be really easy to fly. It's the whole point of a trainer. It should be easy to fly. So just gonna hold altitude here until we get 2 white, 2 red. Let's see. There's 2 white, 2 red. Now I'll let the nose come down just a little bit. Not too much. Not too much. And yeah, I would bring out some flaps, otherwise we're gonna get quick here. What a beautiful night. Alright. So. Yeah, stop doing that. Let's let it settle here a little bit. 75 I'm happy with. And I mentioned this earlier, but I'll say it again. If you want to get better at your landings, get good at controlling your airspeed. It's the key. It is the key. As I like to say, there are 3 keys to good landings, to good approaches and landings, in small airplanes anyway. 3 keys. Airspeed, airspeed, airspeed. Just takes one variable out, you know? Just takes a variable out. Makes your life much easier. Alright. And it's always gonna, you know, your airspeed will move around, but it's always gonna come back to where you've got it trimmed for. That's the other thing, is trim. If you watch real world pilots, we are always trimming. Always trimming. It just makes life easier. There we go. Now I'm gonna bring some power out a little bit here and pull the nose up, get rid of some speed. Alright, 70. Get rid of some speed. 65 across the numbers. See that? 65 across the numbers. Look at this. 65 across the numbers. That is money right there. Alright, now power coming out. Still a little bit too much energy. What the heck? Where am I going? Am I already on the ground? No wonder my ailerons weren't working. I touched down and didn't even realize it. There you go. I literally touched down and didn't even realize I was on the ground. I don't know if you guys heard it. I didn't. Mark, the performance is great. Performance is fantastic. Performance is absolutely fantastic. And whatever the issue was when I first started the sim is gone, because this was all grass and it's not grass anymore. So looking mighty fine. We're gonna go over here and park right in front of the the terminal here. Mixture is leaned. Yeah. Oh, Bombasu, you did hear it. I mean, I don't know if I can land any smoother than that. And there is the actual Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie right there, by the way. And bring the nose around here a little bit. I gotta try this plane again. I figure out how to figure out what I did wrong when I was trying to start it. Alright, let's see here. Mixture to idle, cut off. Throttle is idle. Let's set the parking brake. Lights coming off. Avionics master off before you turn the mags off. Mags are off. Master and battery switches off, and that is that, guys. We are here in Anguilla. Take a really quick look. The comments that I missed while I was landing. 2060 loves the sim, and I don't want to pay here in Canada for. Yeah, totally. I totally get that, Mike. I have a 3080 Ti, and I honestly think it's the absolute sweet spot for the sim. I mean, I paid less for my computer than the components would have cost me to buy. It's the only reason I bought it. But it marked the entire point of this sim update is strictly stutters. That's the entire point of this sim update. So hopefully it will fix your stutter issues. But I think the 3080 Ti is like the sweet spot. I mean the 4080s or whatever, those cost like, $1,200 or whatever it is. It's ridiculous. Marcus Corbel, mini FCU. No, I don't. It's yeah, Marcus, I fly the ATR more than anything, and honestly, the ATR is probably my favorite airplane in the sim. And the reason is because it is a a quote unquote commercial. It's a transport category airplane. It's a big airplane, but it flies exactly like a small airplane on final approach. Whereas a jet, like everybody says pitch for power or pitch for airspeed, power for altitude. In jets, that's reversed on final. Once you've got all your flaps and everything out, that reverses. Whereas the ATR, it still stays the same. So the ATR, you can land it just like a 172. It's a fantastic airplane. I love it. But yeah, I've got a bunch of ATR videos, Marcus, on my channel. So 14 MP aircraft. If you are in, that's a good question. Reset transponder. I bet you can. Yes. I don't think there's ever been an interference with the marketplace in a beta. I think the marketplace has always worked just fine. And Elias, yeah, I totally agree that the sunset, and the thing is, the sunset in this part of the world is stunning. It really is, and I think it's so realistic. I know some people think it's like too orange or whatever. I just think it's amazing. I think it looks fantastic. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, but the thing is, nowadays, like my old system, I had a 1080 system that I stuck with until about 15 months ago, and I had that for about 4 or 5 years, and it really worked pretty well. And I anticipate having this for 5 years too. You'll have your 4080 for forever. So, it's not a bad investment at all. Um, yeah, Ali, I'm not an Airbus guy, but I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. Kevin, we're gonna fly the ATR. We're gonna fly the 737, and heck, we should fly the 747. Oh, multiplayer. Yes, I think that's a good question. Um, Reset transponder. That's a really good question. Um, yeah, I would think so. I would think so. And by the way, everybody, for anybody who wants to know, this is Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport by SLH Sim Designs. He's in the chat. He's got a ridiculous offer going right now for his sceneries. If it's still the same, SLH, but his sceneries are just ridiculous. Go, go get them. Do yourself a favor if you like flying in the islands, and some just amazing sceneries. Manic Miner, yeah, 1080 to a 4090. There's a difference right there. That's crazy. 747 into St. Martin, Kevin. I did it once. I did it once in the sim. But yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is the funny thing is you can just sit here and watch it. You can just sit here and watch it. Just beautiful. So, well, guys, I need to wrap it up and start getting ready. Ali, I will definitely check that out. There's a couple things I need to write down. So I need to check out the G3X. I need to check out reactivity as a setting. I need to check out multiplayer. And I need to check out the dynamic LOD mod. I'll make notes here. And let reset transponder know. But yeah, I'll be flying a lot more in the. I'll be flying a lot more in the beta in the coming days. Instead of doing tech videos, we'll do some flying. Yeah, Bombasso. I mean, Kevin's absolutely right. The sale that SLH has going on, it was what 10 sceneries for $20, and his sceneries are ridiculous. I own every single one of them. F-28. Chris, no, I thought about them, but I'm not really sure that I want to try to learn another jet. Um, Michael, we can do. I might sim on Friday. I might stream on Friday, but definitely on Sunday. I think definitely on Sunday. And I'll put it up. I'll put the stream up far enough in advance that you can plan for it and join. And I think I'll probably do VATSIM next one. I miss VATSIM. But guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody. This is kind of different than what we were planning on doing, but it was a cool development, So the Sim Update 15 beta is underway, and so far impressions are great. Impressions are really really good so far. I thank you guys for coming along. I thank you guys for sticking it out for such a long time, and we will be Bombasso. I'm really sort of thinking about doing a Discord at some point. I've been asked about it, and the only thing is like I do a lot of time. I spend a lot of time making videos. I spend a lot of time answering questions on YouTube, and I don't know. I don't want to commit to something that I don't have the time to do. Yeah, Chris, and the CRJ is great. The CRJ is a great plane. It really is. People knock that airplane. It's a fantastic airplane in the sim. Tom, thank you so much for showing up. I hope you stick around. I hope you join us more often. And Ilias, thank you. Thanks so much. SLH Sim Designs, dude, I love you, man. You've done so much for this region. We really really appreciate it. Uh, Manic Miner, thank you so much. Tom, Ray. Um, I hope you're well. Michael, Mike, Chris, Kevin, Ali, you guys are fantastic. Reset Transponder, thank you so much. Really appreciate the support, guys. Marcus, George, Boeing 777. You guys make it fun. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everybody coming around. And all right, so I'm gonna wrap it up. And either Friday, maybe Friday afternoon, like a more informal stream, and Sunday maybe we'll do a group flight like 3 o'clock. So I hope you guys are all doing well, and we will talk soon. Be well, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day.